We've been mostly working with text-based elements so far. Now it's time to add some images to our website. I have provided the same images I'm using as a download for you to use, or you can of course download your own if you prefer. I have this images folder on the desktop, which I'm going to drag into the project folder. It simply contains 6 images which we're going to be using for the project. So all I'm going to do is open up the Textdoor project, and then inside of there I'm going to drag in this images folder. So all we should have now is the index.html alongside the images folder. First we need to go over to the index page and add the image element. This has no content inside of it, so it doesn't have a closing tag. So let's do this inside of our product div, which is just here. So let's go inside there, just above the title of game controller, and let's add the image without the closing tag. Inside of here we can add a source attribute to specify the location of the image. There are a few ways which we can do this. First, I'm going to look at including images from other websites. So if we go over to the web browser and then go over to Google, if we search for Wikimedia Commons, and then let's go to this top link here. The Wikimedia Commons website usually has a picture of the day, so of course yours will look a little different from this. And all we need to do, if we go to right click and go to copy image address, and then go over to our source and paste this in between the quotations, just like that, and then give that a save. And then if we go back over to our index page in the browser, hit refresh, we now have an image inside of this product section. So although this works perfectly fine, linking to images on other websites is generally not recommended. First of all, the image location is not under your control, so the website owner could move or remove it. But also, this method, which is known as hot linking, should only be done if we have permission to do so from the website owner. A better way to do this is to use our own images, so therefore we're in control of the location. We've already added these images to our project folder, inside of this images folder too. So instead, if we go back over to the source and then remove the one which we just added in, inside here we specify a file path. So we're inside the index page now, so we need to go inside of the images folder. So it's images / and then inside of the images folder we specify the name of the image which we want to add. So because we're creating a product for a game controller, let's add the image, which is controller with the .jpeg extension. So this needs to be exactly the same as the name inside here, otherwise it won't work. The .jpeg at the end is a file type, and this is important too. If you're using your own images with a different file type, such as .png, you will need to change this to reflect this. Also watch out for JPEG files too, which are saved as JPEG, just like that. So make sure that's saved, and then go over to the browser, and there's the image of our Xbox controller. The image element also has some other attributes we can use too. An important attribute is alt. So back over, and then at the very end we can also add the alt tag. And inside of here we can set some text. This is important because we can define a text alternative to use if the image cannot be loaded for any particular reason, or for visually impaired people using screen reader software to view your page. So instead of the image, if there is a problem, we could type in the text of game controller picture, just as an example. And also we can set the width and height of the image too. So outside of the quotations, let's set the height. So the height, let's set this to 300. and also width equal to 300 too. So if we only set one of these values, such as the width or the height, the image will scale proportionally, keeping the size and width ratio the same as it currently is. Setting both the width and the height can make the image look a little out of proportion. So save and refresh. So now we see it's 300 pixels by 300 pixels, which makes the image look a little squashed. So instead, I'm just going to leave the width in place, remove the height, and then if we refresh, the image now stays in proportion. So this is how we can add images, and next up we'll look at how to add hyperlinks to our project.